What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Neil Henderson here from Clearview Plastics in Sacramento, California. And today I want to show you the latest development that we've made in our safety enclosures. This is a tailor fit enclosure for the Bambu Labs P2 and X2 line of 3D printers. Check this out, guys. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the new enclosure for the Bambu P2S. This enclosure actually is an update and pretty closely matches our enclosure for the Bambu X1 and P1 series. However, this enclosure has got a couple small updates to the side door configuration, and then the main thing is that it's a little bit wider to accommodate the spool holder that is now on the side rather than the back. So if you have any questions on fitment, this one will also house the X1 and P1 series. However, if you have the X1 and P1 enclosure, it will fit the P2S, but it will not fit the P2S with the spool holder on the side. So now for this enclosure, if you're not familiar with us, we tailor fit enclosures to 3D printers so that they work with the workflow of the enclosure. You can probably hear this printer starting up as well, and you get to hear some of the sounds that it makes. This is not particularly the most quiet printer, but our enclosures are also designed to help dampen out sounds. So if you're using this in like a living space or a working space, this really helps to quiet things down as well. So one of the main features for, let's actually call it our Core XY line of enclosures that fits Core XY 3D printers, is our seamless, or call it our frameless door design. So as you can see here, we've got our front door open, and then we've got a top lid hatch there, and so that makes it so that there's no framing here, so that it makes it so that loading and unloading filaments on your multi-material systems is very easy to do. Working on the printer is easier to do because of that as well. So it really just opens up the printer so that it's easier to work on. Now, as far as the function of this enclosure, and most people are interested in containing fumes, our enclosures are laser CNC cut. So if I close this door, all panel gaps are minimized down, and it's to the laser curve. So there's like less than, there's pretty much no panel gapping between there. And then the seams are very tight since this is all CNC precision cut. And so that makes it so that these enclosures contain fumes really, really well. When paired with a proper ventilation system, then that is the ideal setup. So ventilation wise, on this printer, you can see on here, I've got a small HEPA filter down here. We use this as an intake filter so that it ensures that clean air is fed into the enclosure chamber. And then if I go around the back here, I have our HEPA, our exhausting filter with a HEPA filter that is impregnated with charcoal. So the charcoal helps to get rid of some of the fumes, and the HEPA filter helps to ensure that we don't get microplastics into our living and work environment. And it's this circulation, the circulation of fresh air also ensures that no excess heat is also built up inside the enclosure. So let's say if we're printing with an advanced filament like ABS or nylon, we want the chamber of the printer to be hot, but we don't necessarily want the enclosure to be hot or to retain a lot of heat. So we actually want to exhaust out a little bit of heat to ensure that we have a normal working temperature inside the enclosure. That kind of protects the electronics. It makes it so that the print conditions are good inside the enclosure, and especially if you are printing with advanced filaments like ABS and up, then you can't just exhaust out of the printer, because you will introduce cold air drafts into the print chamber where you need to retain the heat. So this enclosure is handy to ensure that you have a little bit of an environmental buffer and that you catch the fumes without affecting the print chamber area. So for some people, they think that it's a little silly to enclose an already enclosed printer, but the fact is that these aren't really all that well enclosed, so they leak a lot of fumes. And then if you try to evacuate the fumes out of it, then it affects your prints. Even on some of the more basic filaments like PLA and PETG, exhausting fumes out of the print chamber can definitely affect your print. So as you can see over here, we've got a nice side door. This makes it so that you can access the filament spool. On this one, I just printed off a poop chute from Maker World, and it fits really well. As far as fitment for the AMS, this is our tall version. It of course fits the AMS 2 Pro, and the way that we've engineered it is that this top hatch door is fitted so that you can also access your AMS super duper easily. Now we do offer a smaller, more minimalized sized version that would assume that the AMS would go up on top. So if you are preferring to have your AMS outside the enclosure up on top, that's an option too, and it would save you a couple bucks. And then when we close this all up, these are all nice magnetically latched. When you order our enclosures, it comes with the panels, comes with all the hardware, the bracketry, like the corner brackets, the magnetic latches. Those are a optional print yourself kit, or you can have us print it for you. And I only have one arm here to close this up. There we go. So all of these panels fit together really nicely, and it makes a pretty big impact for the sound deadening of this printer as well. Just to show you one additional thing around the back, we've got our wire grommet here that is used to allow you to bring your power cables in and data cables. We also have another grommet up here that you can use if you were to have external filament spools. You can feed them in through this grommet. There's a little extra hole there for a Bowden tube, or you can feed it in through there. And then we have an option for an additional door. So this comes with a door for one side. It can be flipped to either side. And then you can optionally have a second door with these enclosures as well. That is on the option listing on the product page. And then lastly, the one thing to note about this enclosure is, since the door frame goes all the way down, we have designed up some riser feet so that it helps to get the printer up and over the frame just a little bit. Very easy. That's part of the printed parts kit that you can either print yourself or you can have us print it off for you. Okay, so that is our newest tailor fit enclosure that is designed for the Bambu P2 and X2 3D printers, very popular 3D printers that we make enclosures for. We also make enclosures for a wide variety of other 3D printers that are also tailor fit, and laser engravers, and every day we're coming up with new enclosures, new machines to enclose. So we actually have made something of a modular system here to be able to customize and do different dimensions and different attachments to our enclosure line. So if you have a machine or something that needs to be enclosed, you should probably give us a visit. We can, as long as we have something of a dimension to work with and an overall layout of the machine, we can actually do some pretty good miracle work to keep that machine enclosed, safe, containing fumes, many different purposes that you might find for it to be enclosed. So if you have any questions, also we've worked with a wide variety of people, from hobbyists at home to schools protecting the students, to labs making sure that labs stay clean, and Fortune 500 companies, and all the way in between. So if you have any questions, head on over to our website. It's clearviewplastic.com. And if you have any specific questions, hit us up in the chat or pop us an email. I'll be happy to help out. Thanks so much, guys.